Coronation Street sees Logan Radcliffe return in explosive prison confrontation with Betsy and Lauren. Tonight's gripping Coronation Street episode, the 13th of June, marked the return of a notorious figure, Logan Radcliffe. The convicted murderer was back on our screens, now behind bars, but still as manipulative and dangerous as ever. His reappearance set off an emotional rollercoaster, particularly for Betsy Swain and Lauren Bolton, who made a harrowing prison visit that quickly spiraled into heartbreak, deception, and long-held family secrets coming to light. A visit with heavy intentions. It was not an easy decision for Betsy Swain to make, but desperation drove her to the cold walls of the prison where Logan was being held. The haunting questions surrounding her mother Becky's death had never left her, and with more doubts clouding her mind after recent revelations, Betsy needed answers, and Logan was the only one who might have them. She wasn't alone in this emotionally fraught journey. Her friend Lauren Bolton insisted on accompanying her. Lauren knew just how deeply the death of Mason, Logan's brother and Betsy's close friend, had scarred her, and she refused to let her walk into Logan's manipulative web unguarded. As the pair sat silently under the harsh fluorescent lights of the visitation room, tension radiated between them. Betsy clenched her fists, her mind racing through all the things she wanted to say. Across the room, the heavy door creaked open and in swaggered Logan, his familiar arrogance instantly palpable. Logan's charm offensive. Logan was visibly surprised to see the two girls waiting for him. A smirk played across his lips as he approached their table. Well, he said, settling down across from them, this is unexpected. Betsy avoided his gaze at first. The very sight of him brought a rush of painful memories, Mason's death, her mother's corruption allegations, and the cold silence that followed Becky's passing. She struggled to compose herself, forcing the lump in her throat down as Logan's eyes bore into her. Lauren squeezed Betsy's hand beneath the table, grounding her. What do you want, Betsy? Logan asked casually, as though they were simply catching up. The reason revealed. After a beat of silence, Betsy finally lifted her eyes and met his with a resolve she didn't know she had. I need the truth about my mom. About Becky, she said, her voice steady but soft. You were around when the corruption team started investigating her. You knew her. You were there. Logan leaned back, interest piqued. He gave her a theatrical pause before speaking. I might know something, he replied with mock thoughtfulness. But truth isn't free, sweetheart. Especially not prison truth. Betsy blinked in disbelief. You're seriously asking for money? Not just any money, Logan grinned. I want a chunk of that trust fund. You want the truth? Betrayal. Lauren bristled, starting to speak, but Betsy raised a hand to stop her. Her heart was pounding. This was her last chance to understand what really happened to her mom. She nodded slowly. Okay, she said. I'll do it. I'll give you the money. Logan's grin widened. You'll have to do better than that. Make it worth my while. As the two continued this tense exchange, the atmosphere shifted. Logan's facade began to crack. The casual smirk became a cruel sneer. His eyes gleamed with malicious delight. You're really that desperate, he chuckled darkly. It's pathetic. Then came the real blow. Logan leaned in and whispered, I lied. I don't know a damn thing. I just wanted to see how far you'd go. And you fell for it. Betsy's world shattered in an instant. Her breath caught in her throat. She stood up abruptly, her chair screeching against the floor. Tears welled in her eyes, and her voice shook with rage. You're sick, she spat. Rot in hell. With that, she stormed out, Lauren quickly following, casting one last glare at Logan's smug expression. The aftermath at home. Meanwhile, back in Weatherfield, Lisa Swain, Betsy's mum, had grown increasingly anxious. She and her partner Carla had been tipped off by none other than Steve McDonald about Betsy's secret prison visit. Panic-stricken, Lisa dreaded what her daughter was seeking. When Betsy finally returned home, the tension erupted. Where the hell have you been? Lisa demanded. I know where you went, Betsy. You lied to me, Betsy shot back. You hid the letter. The one about Mum, about Becky. Lisa's face went pale. I didn't want you going through what I did. I wanted to protect you. Betsy's voice cracked. I offered Logan money. I thought he'd tell me the truth. And in that moment, Lisa broke. She took a deep breath and sat down. The truth about Becky. I owe you the truth, Lisa said, her voice trembling. Becky didn't die because of any corruption. Those allegations, they were false. She was being framed. I knew it then, and I know it now. But everything was spiraling, and she couldn't take the pressure. Betsy sat down slowly, her anger softening into confusion. Why didn't you tell me? Lisa's eyes filled with tears. Because I couldn't bear to see you dragged into all of that. It broke me, and I didn't want it to break you too. There was a long pause. Then Betsy reached across the table and took Lisa's hand. No more secrets, she whispered. No more secrets, Lisa echoed. It was a turning point for them both. A new chapter ahead. Later that night, as the dust settled and calm returned to the Swain household, Lisa and Carla sat down with Betsy for an honest conversation about the future. There's something else I've been meaning to talk to you about, Lisa said cautiously. Carla and we've been thinking of buying a house together. Betsy's eyes lit up. After the days she'd had, a glimpse of hope, of stability, felt like a breath of fresh air. Really? That's amazing, she smiled. Can I help pick one? Carla grinned. Of course you can. In fact, I wouldn't have it any other way.